So why did you vote for Trump?
I just think that his border policies were better than Kamal's.
Great, I got a crazy question for you, man, and it's okay. It's gonna be a hard one. I understand if you can't answer. What is his border policy? Be specific.
Well, for starters, let me just take a minute to revert back to Biden auctioning off
No, I
wall
want you to tell
material.
me very specifically what Trump's border policy is, and then you could talk about auctioning off wall material.
Okay. Well, I like how he wants people to come in legally, straight
Okay,
up.
that's not. I'm asking you about policy. Saying I want people to come in legally is a statement. Tell me what policy he's going to implement for the border that will be good.
Tightening immigration laws. Like, what do you mean? Like to
Tightening,
reduce?
like, what do you mean? Tightening immigration laws is another statement.
He
What
has well, he
policies are
has
you going to use to tighten
policies.
immigration laws?
These travel bans. Like you can't come in from certain countries without like he has strong national security.
Okay, so what policies is he proposing to say that people from these countries can't come in? What countries? Chances are he's going to leave. Because chances are he's going to leave because he can't answer the question. John, what's going on? How old are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, so what travel bans is he intending to implement?
I'm talking about entry from certain countries in the Middle East.
No, thank you so much for
Enhancing
the
that.
subscription. He did that first term, and that wasn't good. It was racist. So you said
So that's not true. But can we revert back to
it
the auction?
absolutely was true. So if
Why
you're
is Biden
curious,
trying to sell wall materials?
why do you want to pivot?
Why are the Democrats trying to let illegal immigrants into our country? That is facts on the internet.
Okay, I hate to do this to you. I was going to not allow you to pivot and keep on track with your first statement because I like to drill dumb people down. But I will now allow the pivot and drill you down on this instead. How did
Wait, let's
Biden
go.
auction off wall material?
Okay, so when Trump lost the election of Joe Biden, not all of the wall was built. Correct? We can agree on that. Let's have a formal debate
No.
here.
How did Biden auction off wall material?
Well, no, I'm trying to slowly walk us both through this argument. So Trump didn't finish the wall. The wall was still being built. He had like a certain amount of miles completed. And then Joe Biden it went to Congress on like what to do with the rest of the wall materials that were prepared for Trump's second term, and they sold it, right? 60% of that, right, went to like Texas, and I don't know, they did whatever with it. And then 40% went to GovPlanet. And there are articles you can find online of them getting drilled by like Daily Mail, Daily Wire, stuff like that, because they were auctioning off wall materials, and that's a Democratic owned like thing. It's like military. So like I don't know how you're gonna deny that. But yeah,
Hate to do
let's
it to you, man.
drill
So
me.
the bill that authorized the disposal slash selling of the southern wall was what? It was called the Annual National Defense Authorization Act of 2023. And guess what? Who wrote in the part about the disposal slash selling of the wall? Fucking
Can
Republicans. Thank you. Thank you. Republicans.
so
Thank
that's
you.
actually incorrect. Again,
No,
you're just
no, no,
making
no,
stuff
no,
up.
no. I'll give you my source. So you could actually look this up on Texas Tribune. Just type in why were border wall materials put up for auction. Here's all that you should know. It'll tell you exactly what I told you, as well as it will reference particular sources from Congress.gov. You could read the bill and you could see who added what.
Why didn't you address the GovPlanet selling wall materials in an auction?
I don't even know anything about GovPlanet. The point is that
You can
Republicans put
look
in the
that
bill.
up. That's where 40% of the wall materials went from Congress. That's where they
Okay, yeah,
literally.
because Republicans put in the bill in Congress.
No,
Yes.
that's incorrect. But I'll
No.
research
Okay.
it. What's your
Okay.
source? I'll research it.
I already gave it to you. Just look up Texas Tribune. Why were border wall materials put up for auction? Here's all that you should know. It'll talk about like Texas lawmakers, including Governor Dan Patrick, alongside other particular Republican lawmakers in the House
What
and
are
the
your
Senate
thoughts?
that added this
What are your
part to the
thoughts
bill.
on
You could read
abortion,
it on.
dude?
Okay. Holy shit, Finn! You gotta stop. You gotta slow down. You gotta stop.
It's too much for you. You
First,
can't handle it.
no, my thoughts on abortion is that it's completely and totally morally permissible. There's absolutely no reason why we should value the life of the
Well, I
fetus. If
mean,
you can't give me a single congruent
that's the
argument,
problem.
stop talking and interrupt me. Stop it. Do you have a fucking problem, bro? Can you slow down?
I'm slow. I'm calm. You look angry. I'm ready to debate you on abortion. Let's
No,
go.
you come up here, you tell me that Trump had good
Another policy that I like is
five, 4, You come up here and you tell me that Trump had good immigration policy. I ask you to name his Trump immigration policy. You can't name his immigration policy. Then you want to pivot to the fact that Biden tried to sell off some of the border wall. I inform you on exactly what bill Congress passed that authorized the selling of some of the border wall. I inform you that Republicans wrote it in the bill. I even give you the source where you could read it for yourself. You ignore and you pivot to abortion. I start describing to you my stance on abortion insofar as why I'm pro-choice and I don't think that abortion is moral.
I want to
and
hear
then you interrupt
abortion.
me halfway through.
I want to hear the.
Seriously. So far in our
Incredibly
conversation,
calm. I
you've
just
been
wanna hear
unable
what
to
you have
respond to what I've said 3 times, and you've interrupted me around every corner. That's why I'm telling you to stop, and that's why I'm telling you to slow down. Before you continue, I got a couple people to thank. Montavia, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Montavia. That is Montavia. Show some love to Montavia in that chat. Jay, thank you for the galaxy. Montavia says, just because you rock and don't have to educate these dumb people. I appreciate you for the love, Montavia. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. As well as Connor, thank you for the $2 calling me a piece of shit. Connor, thank you for the $2. I'm actually literally going to donate that $2 to Planned Parenthood. And then Gerard, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying that pivot was crazy. Dead ass. Thank you for the $10, Gerard. All right, Mr. Finn. Give me every single reason that you think abortion is wrong.
Okay, so I'm a strong supporter of the right to life above all else, and I have a great example that we can both like think about in terms of other rights. So, what do you think is? Just wondering, like, what is your most important right? Like the right to what? Like self-determination.
Iron, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I do really appreciate you for the love, saying to drill him on one point and don't let him pivot. Hopefully we'll drill him on abortion. What I think the most important right is, don't know. So you think that abortion's wrong because you think the fetus has the right to life. What do you think gives the fetus the right to life?
At the moment of conception.
What do you think gives the fetus the right to life?
What do you mean? What gives the fetus the right to life? A fetus
Do you
is
not
a
understand the question?
Yeah, it's a living organism, and I believe that is because it is living at the moment of conception. I've said that 5 times.
Okay, so you granted the right to life, and you think it's wrong to terminate its life because it's a living organism.
Oh,
What else is a
absolutely,
living organism?
absolutely.
A
It
cow
is-
and a chicken and a pig. Do you think that cows, chicken, and the pig should have the same legal protections that you think a fetus should?
Wait, where is your line to life? What's your line?
I'm not going to let you pivot. Answer my question.
You didn't. I didn't even hear your question. You're speaking too fast. You got to make clear.
I'm not speaking fast. You're listening slow, but I'll slow it down out of courtesy. So once again, you said that the fetus has the right to life as it's a living organism. Bacteria are living organisms. Every time you brush your teeth, you kill 400 trillion. Are you a mass murderer? Are you worse than Hitler?
Are you really comparing a fucking fetus to a pig?
You said that. First of all, I didn't say pig. I said
That's
bacteria.
insane.
And second of all,
it's going to be a
absolutely, as they
human
fall
in
under the
5
same
years.
umbrella
It's going
term.
to be a full-grown human in 5 years, and you're like just like, oh, it's the same thing as a pig. That shows how like deranged you are. You're
Okay,
insane.
first of all, I'm sorry for following.
Come
your
on,
logic.
man. That's low even for you, buddy.
I'm
low
sorry
even for
that
you, buddy.
I'm sorry that I'm following your logical implications. I asked you a very clear and precise question on what grants the fetus.
It's going to
the
be
right to-
walking in like
Finn,
5 years.
Stop it. I asked you a very clear and concise question. I asked you what grants the fetus the right to life, and you said because it's a living organism. The logical implication of your statement is that all living organisms deserve the right to life. You didn't specify human. Second of all, you said it was going to be a full-grown human in 5 years. You think that 5-year-olds are fully grown humans, Finn?
No. So what I guess you kind of can nitpick the specificity of my argument about me saying living organism. But what I meant to say is that it's going to be a human, and it is born. It is a human in my eyes at the moment of conception. It is an embryo, and it's going to be a human in not long.
Okay, Connor, you just gave me a contradiction. You said it's going to be a human in the future, but it's a human
Connor.
right now.
What the hell, Connor?
Sorry, you sound like a Connor. Finn, you gave me a contradiction in your statement.
Your
You
brother's
said
name
it's gonna-
Connor? Is that why you're bringing Connor up? Is that something? Because you're having issues with your brother?
No, my brother's
He's a
not named Connor.
conservative. He's kicked you out of his house.
No,
that what's going on?
my brother's name is not Connor. Anyways, back to what
Well,
I
I
was saying.
was just making that connection because of the struggles that you're having with your brother. But continue on. Let's go.
Weird. Anyways, back to what I was
Weird.
saying. So you
Yeah.
said that a fetus will be a human in the
Weird.
future. Okay, what do you have to
You
say?
didn't
That's
answer
so
a single
important to interrupt
question
me?
that I've had. Isn't that funny? You just battered me with questions. But can I ask you a question and see if you can hang? And I will literally agree with you on every single thing you say if you can answer one of my questions.
Finn, the reason why I'm not going to allow you to answer me a question at this time is because every single time I've tried to drill you down on something that you believe in, you've pivoted away. You did it with the selling off of the border wall. You did it with Trump's immigration policy. And now you're doing it again with abortion. Addie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Truth shouldn't be afraid of scrutiny. And you're obviously scared as shit, shitting your pants because I'm questioning what you believe in. And so far, you haven't come up with much, so I understand why you're scared. You first of all told me that humans going to be fully grown in 5 years. Kenneth, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. Second, you told me, Marnie, thank you for the galaxy. And then now you're telling me that a fetus is valuable because it's going to be a human in the future, but you believe that it's a human at conception. What is this nonsense? This is like me saying that I'm going to be wearing, I will be wearing my red shoes in the future, making the implication that I'm not wearing my red shoes right now, while also stating that I am wearing my red shoes right now. So is it a human from the moment of conception, or will it be a human in the future? Finn, don't leave.
I'm not, thank you. I didn't know what happened there with the mic being muted. Is that you muting it or is that me muting
Thank
it?
you for the mic again. I muted you. So let me once again clarify. Is it a human at the moment of conception, or is it not a human at the moment of conception?
Life begins at conception from a biological standpoint. Okay, that's when it has its unique set of DNA. Boom.
Perfection.
There you go.
So the reason you think that a fetus should be granted the right to life is because it's human and alive, correct?
You just went back to living organism. I said it begins at conception.
I'm so confused on what's going on. I will ask you
Life
the question
begins
for a
at
second.
conception. Unique set of DNA. There we
Okay,
go.
you're right. So my question is, you give the fetus the right to life at the moment of conception because
Thank you.
it is human and alive. Those are the two morally relevant traits, right?
I don't like the term alive because, as you said, like moths can be alive, like living organisms can be alive. It's more
Dude,
because,
it's a conjunction of the traits. It's a human life.
yes, it's a human zygote. Exactly. There you go.
A human life is something that's human and alive.
Yes. Continue on. It
So,
begins.
in other words, you value the life of the fetus because it's human and alive, right?
I value the life of a human because it is. I value the life of the fetus at the point of conception
Because
it
it's
is
human and alive, yes or no?
Why are you so angry? Relax. We're having a
Because
nice
you're giving me a
debate.
hard time. Answer my question. Do you value
I'm
the life of a
giving you-
fetus because
you're
it's
giving
human and
me a hard
alive, yes or
time.
no?
Because it is at the conception is my line of life. What do you think
Dude,
about that?
yes or no? Do you value it because it's human and alive?
You know what conception is? At the
Of
moment
course I know what
conception?
conception is. Do you value
Okay,
it at the
so-
moment of conception because it's human and alive, or do you value it for some other reason? You don't answer, I kick
For
you.
another reason.
Then why do you value it?
Because this is what we need to do. We need to debate this calmly in a calm fashion, and we can both
Tell me why you value the fetus. I just want to know what traits are present that you value that you think grants it the right to life.
Code. It's genetic code. It's going to be a human being walking in a certain amount of years. And 6 weeks, right? It has a heartbeat in a certain amount of time. It has pain perception. Like it's insane how you're just throwing this away and saying
Okay,
like.
so you're telling me that you grant the life.
Yourself. You're just
You're
asking.
telling me that you grant because I don't even know your stance yet. How could I say anything myself if I don't even know your stance yet? Okay, so in other words, correct me if I'm wrong. You value the fetus because it will experience pain in the future and it will be an individual just like you and me in the future. Is that your stance?
My stance is that those are specific things I was saying. My stance is actually just
So
that
then, what's your stance? Why do you value the life of the fetus?
because life begins when the sperm cell is fertilizing that egg, and so
Okay,
I'm saying
so you
that
value the fetus because it's alive.
because it's human. Yes, this has a unique genetic identity.
So you value it because it's a human and alive.
Yes.
Okay, remember when you said no to that question?
Yeah, it's more just like I don't like being led on, and you're not answering my question.
Okay, so you do
like
indeed,
if I-
for
it's
the
like when I
last
asked if
time,
your brother's
for the
name was
last
Tom.
time, you do indeed value the life of the fetus because it's human and alive, correct?
You have to unmute me. for
You're
me to answer.
unmuted. So,
Okay.
yes or no, the reason you attribute moral value to a human fetus from the moment of conception is because it is both human and alive, right?
Yes, it is entirely human and distinct. Its makeup.
Perfect. Yo, Karis, thank you for the $2 on Venmo, and Kenneth, thank you for the $2 on Venmo, and Addie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you guys for the love. So, in other words, your principled position is If an entity is both human and alive, then said entity has the right to life. The fetus or zygote would fall under this umbrella, thereby you grant it the right to life. The issue with this principle is that it yields very unintuitive conclusions. The most obvious would be a brain dead patient. A brain dead patient is both human and alive, meaning under your worldview, they should be granted the right to life, deeming it as murder to unalive them, right? Unjustly.
Oh my gosh.
So now my question to
Are you
you
serious?
is it murder to pull the plug on a brain dead patient?
So that was actually, that's funny. That was one of the things I was going to ask you.
Sunshine,
So,
thank you for the $2 on PayPal. Catherine, thank you for the $5
actually,
on Venmo.
all right. So we're going to talk about, let's say your brother, right? Actually, maybe not your brother. It's a bad example, but anyone else is in a coma. Are you going to pull the plug? Like, I want to ask you.
I'm
'cause you
failing
asked
to
all the
answer your
questions.
question. I'm failing
asked
to
all-
answer. I will not answer your question
Oof.
because I asked you.
That explains
one
why you have no
question about
idea
the
what
principle.
you're talking about. I mean,
Okay.
You have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, Finn,
Would you
I'm
pull
going
the
to
plug
answer your.
if your brother's in the coma?
Okay, I'm going to answer your question just so I could demonstrate that I know what I'm talking about. No, I would not pull the plug if my brother's in a coma. Okay, the reason I find individuals in comas morally valuable is because I value a conjunct of traits, that being past, present, or future sentience. Right? For an individual that is in a coma, they have expressed past sentience and they will express future sentience, thereby meeting the conditions of my conjunct for moral value, aka the right to life. So now that I've demonstrated that I know what I'm talking about, and I just simply didn't want to answer your question because this is you once again pivoting as you've had as you have had this entire time, I will now relate back to the one question I asked of you. You told me that the reason a fetus is morally valuable is because it is human and alive. We then extrapolated it out to your logical principle, that being that you value all entities that are both human and alive. And I detailed to you how this would yield some absurd conclusions, such as the fact that brain dead patients would have the right to life. Now, please answer that question. Do you think it is murder to pull the plug on a brain dead patient, as it sufficiently justify your criteria for moral value, that being both human and alive?
Dean, I know you want to sound like you know it all, but you didn't even answer my question. You just said that your brother shows past and future sentience as a fetus shows future sentience. A fetus shows future sentience. You just said that a fetus shows the right to life. You realize that, right?
No, I didn't. You just don't understand what a conjunct is. In order to meet a conjunct, you have to meet multiple criteria of a conjunct. The conjunct would be past or present and future subjective experiences. Because the fetus lacks past or present subjective experience and only has future subjective experience, they do not satisfy the conditions of the conjunction. Thank you. Answer my question.
Okay. Now that you have avoided mine, I will answer the question.
Finn,
what is your question?
What part of your question did I avoid?
The fact that you would pull the plug because you wouldn't pull the plug because it shows future sentience as if
that wasn't
the same
the answer
thing.
to the question. The reason I told you I would not pull the plug on my brother in a coma is because they express past or present and future subjective experiences, thereby satisfying the conditions of my conjunction.
Okay. Do you have a week cutoff, by the way, for when you can't kill abort a fetus? Do you have that, like in your?
Yes, about 20 to 24 weeks. Now, answer my question.
24 weeks. They can feel pain at 20 weeks.
That is not true. The medical
That is true.
consensus on when a fetus would gain the
There is
ability
a
to
baby
feel.
from Alabama that felt pain
Do
at
not
20
interrupt me.
weeks.
Do not
Wow.
interrupt me.
Pain
That is
stimuli.
that is not true.
Yes, pain stimuli is
okay.
actually observed.
That is not true. The current medical consensus on when an entity can feel pain or actualize the experience of pain is at about 27 weeks. However, the ability to feel pain is obviously not morally relevant insofar as a determination of the right to life, because all non-humans, such as cows, pigs, etc., can feel pain, yet you do not grant them the right to life. It is also the case that there is humans that cannot feel pain because of certain medical conditions that you grant the right to life. What that tells us is that one's ability to feel pain is completely morally irrelevant in the equation on if you have the right to life or not. Now that I have entertained and answered to your third pivot, answer my question. Do you grant a brain dead patient the right to life?
Yes.
So you think that there's currently a genocide occurring in America?
Interesting because
Targeted and organized.
reason that's so
Stop.
interesting is-
5,
Whoa,
4,
whoa.
3. That's right. I don't let you cut me off. This is my show. Thank you. So I
your
just want to make
show?
it clear.
You don't have a
You're
show,
currently
pal.
this is literally yes. My
live.
show, the Dean Withers show, currently has 8,000 live viewers. Thank you. Anyways, don't interrupt me. I want you to demonstrate
I'm back.
that you have something more than the maturity of my 6-year-old nephew.
Dean, I think I
5, 4, 3, good boy. Going back to what I said. So you said that you do believe that brain dead patients have the right to life. My question to you is, because you think brain dead...
you heard that.
Finn, what are you doing right now? Are you interrupting me right now?
No, I'm answering your question. I said
So
yeah.
you were interrupted. So when you interrupt someone, what that means is that you interject and cut them off prior to when their statement is finished, right? You interject and cut me off prior to when my statement is finished.
bro.
I will indeed mute you when you interrupt me. That is a condition that must be satisfied and is obligatory if you are to be on my live. You've demonstrated that you lack self-control. You've demonstrated that my 6-year-old nephew playing Fortnite right now has more self-control. It is absolutely the case that in order to have or yield any productivity from our conversation, I must mute you. I don't want to do it. I'm going to give you one last chance. However, this one last chance comes with responsibility. If I give you one last chance to not be muted when I'm speaking and simply act your age, if you violate it and break that, I'm going to kick you. And the chat would be very happy. There's thousands of people telling me to do that right now. Am I understood, Finn?
Yep, you are definitely understood. I just want to say, I know the
You
chat.
do not get a chance to say anything because I will now continue to speak as I intended to before you interrupted me.
Well, how is this a fair debate if I can't say what I want to say?
You can say what you want to say.
you want.
You just can't say what you want to say when I'm in the middle of saying what I want to say. It's a two-way conversation. That's how it works.
Oh, definitely.
Anyways,
When you're done
you're-
speaking,
okay.
I'll
So
stop.
starting in 3, 2, 1, if you interrupt me, I'm going to kick you. 3, 2, 1. You told me that brain dead patients have the right to life. What this would imply is that it's murder to pull the plug. Correct?
Yes, I agree because it's a human complete organism.
Okay, and if you think it's murder to pull the plug, do you currently think that there's a state-chartered and funded genocide not only in America, but many modern countries across the face of the planet, as it is the case, that we pull the plugs on hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of brain dead patients per year?
Well, I love that question, and it's really detailed. The issue is I don't understand it, but what I do understand is that the zygote isn't just a clump of cells as you.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Not doing it. Come on. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it, man. Not doing it, man. Unreal. Hey, what's going on? Pinhead Dan, welcome back, dude.
Hey, man, what's going on?
You voted for Trump, right?
Yeah, you remember?
Joy, thank you for the $1 on Venmo for the Dean Withers show. Guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out that live. Mr. Pinhead Dan, I actually remember something from the last time you were in the live here. You want to know what I remember?
Yeah, I know what you remember, and you're excited about it, huh? Yeah. You wanna
Why
kill
do you
me?
have a video on your TikTok of you literally oiling up?
Because I used to stream, and I would do shit like that. Why? Don't hate, man.
Why
I
is
hate
it
you.
still on your page? How
Because I
can I
haven't-
take you seriously when you do this shit?
Is this do people have to meet certain requirements for you to take them seriously?
Yes,
cares, man?
definitely.
Why?
There is definitely a requirement of not oiling up on cam and then doing a sexually suggestive face while you continue to rub the baby oil into
Your
your
face is
skin
sexually
while
suggestive. That's
also
the way you've
screaming.
interpreted it. That's the way you've interpreted it. You
Yes,
think
not doing this is definitely a requirement for being taken seriously.
I have no shirt on. You ever been to the beach before, Dean?
Yes, but I didn't rub oil into my skin on the beach while playing a sexually suggestive song and then recording it and posting it on
Hey,
TikTok.
Pony
for
is
all
a
to see.
banger. Everybody
If I
knows
did,
that
if
Pony's
I
a
did that
banger.
at the beach, I would not expect you to take me seriously.
Pony's a banger, and everyone knows that. Anyways, was that what we're here for? Is that why you brought me up? And if so, that's fine. I don't mind talking about it.
Actually, yeah, that is why I brought you up.
Good. I know. I cut like 70 people in the queue. I'm actually that's pretty impressive. Thanks, man. Is that it?
Actually, yeah, that is all. Bye. What's up? Did you vote for Trump?
100, baby,
All right, why'd you do that?
because he's the best.
Kiana, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I'm blaming you for my therapy. I'm sorry, Kiana. W's for Kiana in the chat. Okay, well, why is that? I think it's quite a bold and utterly ridiculous statement to say that a rapist felon is the best, but here we are. So
Well,
why do you
I think
consider
like
him to be the best?
90% of people voted for him, right? Or no? Did they not? How many people then? Tell me.
9.9%,
49.9.
which is
So
not 90.
then how did he win? If
Because-
49.9 voted for him, how did he win? It should have been 52 at least.
No, because the Electoral College isn't predicated off of a majority of the popular vote.
But I thought he won the popular vote.
He did, which doesn't require a majority.
Wait, hold on, wait. So what do you mean? Please explain. 48?
So 49.9% of respondents to the popular vote in America in the 2024 election voted for Donald Trump. However, Donald Trump still won the popular vote due to the fact that the remainder of the 50.1% didn't all vote for Kamala Harris, but rather voted for Kamala Harris and other third parties.
But he won, correct?
Yes, Trump did win the 2020 election, including both the Electoral College.
Not 2021. No, I'm sorry. The year?
I said 2024.
No, you did not.
I did.
No, you did not. You said 2021.
Dan, go ahead and tell me why you think Trump's the best.
What do you mean? I'm asking you. You said 2021.
Dan, I
It's not-
apologize.
it's not
I
what
said
happened.
2021.
I didn't hear you said it.
Dan, if you do this, I'm going to kick you.
Why? Because I'm saying the truth?
No, you're being really rational and weird.
I'm being really rational. That's what I'm supposed to be.
Okay, Dan, I said 2024.
No, you didn't. You said 2021. Either way,
How about we just leave it in behind
Check it
us
out.
because it
Check
doesn't
it out. He
fucking
won.
matter. And
he
you tell
won.
me why
Everyone
you think
voted
Trump's the
for him.
best.
So what the hell are you doing online all the time, talking about this stuff like he's the best, he's the worst, he's this, he's that? I don't understand. You lost already. You lost.
Okay.
You lost.
So I think the
Your
message
team
of,
lost. Correct
Yeah, Dan.
or no?
No, correct. And I think the message that I'm trying to communicate with the live is it wasn't just Kamala Harris voters that lost, but it was America as a whole, including yourself, that lost. Right? The point of this live is
My
to
hair
communicate-
is terrible.
Okay, why?
She's terrible, and that's
I'm
why
asking-
she lost.
I'm asking you why she's terrible, Dan.
Because I'm sorry, 51% of the nation said she was terrible.
Okay.
Or
So
49.
your argument is whoever wins the election is the best, whoever loses the election is terrible. I have a question. Who's better for the presidency in 2020, Trump or Biden?
Trump.
Well, according to your logic, Trump was dog shit and Biden was the best because Biden
Oh
won
yeah, and you
Trump
see
lost.
you saw the last 4 years, and that's why you got kicked out of your brother's house. You know what's up
Okay. So
you know
why did I
what's
get
up,
kicked out of my
bro.
brother's house?
because he was tired of your shit. Probably.
So I'll have you know that that's not an issue of politics, it's an issue of jealousy. It has nothing to do with what you believe in. And it
Your
has
brother
everything to
was
do with how
jealous
he
of
was
you,
me.
sir.
Yeah, and that was the same sentiment.
Oh,
mirrored by
I'm so
Republican
sorry. I'm
family
so
members.
sorry. I
They're
think
probably
you're
just as
I
pro-Trump
think
as
you're
you are.
delusional. I think you and 3 of your buddies should get together and talk to each other and figure out.
Wait, one moment. Just shut the hell up, Dan. While I thank Jasmine for the $40 donation on Venmo. Jasmine says, I know I sent 30 earlier, but I appreciate your passion and the ability to stand these ignorant people. Lol, much love. I really appreciate that, Jasmine. Everybody, please show some love to Jasmine in that comment section. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for the love, Jasmine. These guests are incredibly dense and awful today, all right, and I really appreciate your love. It just lets me know that there's people out there that still appreciate the effort, even though people like Dan have been antagonizing me, placing me in the 7th level of hell all day long. But thank you so much, Jasmine. Everybody show some love to Jasmine in that comment section at once. Now, Dan, I got to teach you how to mute yourself. I just already know if I don't, it's never going to happen. So watch the phone screen. Click on your profile picture. See that's, your ugly little face down there. Click on it. Just like I'm going to click on mine. And then once this second menu pops up right there, then I want you to click the icon of the mic. Once you click the icon of the mic, you'll be unmuted.
You'll be unmuted.
So that's what you got to do. In fact, I could even send you a request to unmute. See how I could send you a request? I sent you a request to unmute, Dan. So could you go ahead and accept that request? Wow. Dan's not that smart, guys. There it goes. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, boogie woogie, man. Who cares? The junk is over. The jig is up. It's over.
Okay. So I have a question for you. Are you saying that who cares about these lives because the election is over? 7.4 thousand people just listened to you ask who cares.
Yeah. And
That demonstrates who cares, Dan.
you lost. Your
Yes.
side lost.
The Democrats lost the election.
Get it straight. Get it straight. You lost.
Okay.
You know this.
So
Do
I'm not.
you know this? Do
So
you
my
realize this?
argument isn't that
Your argument isn't valid. It's invalid because you lost.
So that's not true.
You've tried so hard to make this thing valid, and it's invalid.
Okay.
They lost.
So
they were terrible. It was
what's-
terrible. They were terrible candidates. They were terrible, and they lost. You know what? They lost.
So
And
Dan, I'm losing my patience now, so I'm just.
why
gonna go
are
ahead and give it to
you
Glenn.
losing your patience? Because you lost already.
No, I'm losing my patience because the family dog inside the house has a higher IQ than you.
The family dog in the house has a higher. Look, there you
Yeah.
go. Trying to insult someone. But here's the thing.
It's not an insult if it's true, man. I've lost my patience a little bit because of that, right? Dog's name is Champ. Champ's smarter than you, okay? But now I will go ahead and demonstrate to you why what you're saying is wrong. So you're saying that Kamala Harris was a terrible presidential candidate, and I want you to listen to me closely. I'm going to be very slow with my words. I'm going to be very concise, and I'm going to be very clear. Hopefully that is the best way to communicate this message. Kamala Harris was a better president, or was a better pick for the presidency compared to Trump because she had better policy and she had better character. The reason she had better policy was it was built for the average American instead of the average million or billionaire, and it wasn't going to harm the average American like Trump will harm the average American with his tariffs. She also had better policy because she had better foreign relations with the countries that matter the most to us, while having a strong red line in the sand against countries that stand in biggest opposition to the good, such as Russia. It's also the case that she had better policy because she stood for the codification of federal protections for access to abortion, when overturning Roe v. Wade has left 60 great victims per day being denied access to abortion. There's 3 reasons. Now, the reason she had better character was because she wasn't a rapist like Trump. She wasn't a felon like Trump. She wasn't a child sexualizer like Trump. She wasn't a womanizer like Trump. She wasn't a racist like Trump. And she wasn't a misogynist like Trump. And she wasn't a xenophobic like Trump. And she wasn't an attempted religious persecutor like Trump. Hopefully I've detailed that to you now how she wasn't terrible, but she was in fact better. We could all hear you saying nothing, and you willingly opted to mute your own mic there. Sounds like someone's a little gagged, Dan, don't you think? Corrine! Thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo, and Katie with the $5 as well. Thank you, Corrine and Katie. Thank you so much for the love. Dan, do I need to show you how to unmute the mic again, or do you think you got it figured out?
I'm not understanding why you got to keep muting me.
Because you don't have enough impulse
I don't
control.
say what you want. You lost. Your team lost.
Dude, this guy's a bot. This guy's actually
You
a bot.
lost.
Why do you follow children?
What's a bot about? You lost.
Why do you follow kids?
The truth is you lost because you know what? I used to love you guys. I was a Democrat. I loved all you guys. You,
Dan,
Harry, and everybody.
why do you follow
I
kids?
loved you guys. And I followed you and I loved you guys. But y'all are fucking full of shit. You lost.
Dan, I'm asking you a question. Why do
I
you follow
followed
children?
you. I watched all your shit. I was a fan.
Dan,
I watched all of your stuff. You're a loser. You lost.
Dan,
The fact.
are you a pedophile?
What?
Why do you follow children? Why do you follow children?
Why do you have to fucking go into other people's things when you are the one that said the N-word and you got kicked out of your brother's house? Don't you come at me calling me a pedophile.
I will
Okay?
unfortunately
Do you
reserve
have kids at all?
I will unfortunately reserve a response to those issues a different time because I want to talk about the fact that you follow children. You didn't deny it. In
Do
fact,
you
got
have
caught
kids at
and
all,
pivoted.
sir? Do you have kids at all, sir?
I will not be talking about any children of mine to you. Okay?
Do you have kids at all, sir?
Did you notice that I refuse to tell the pedophile if I have kids? I'll do it again. So, why are you a P3DO? Why do you follow children? Because now that we've understood that you do follow children, now the question is, why do you follow children? Oh, Lisa!
You came to attack me?
Shut up. Eliza with $100 on Venmo. Let's go, Eliza. Thank you so much. Holy cow. That is incredibly kind of you. Eliza says, I give childbirth full natural twice, and the guest is more painful. That's funny. Yes. Thank you for the $100. What are you saying?
Love you, Grandma.
Yeah, sorry. Unless grandma's under 18, I doubt you love him that much. Christia, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo as well. Oh my God. Christia and Eliza with $100 and their $50. Christia says, Happy New Year, Dean. Keep up the great work. Kick is Stu. I don't even want to finish that word because TikTok doesn't like it. ASS. I do really appreciate you for the love, Christia and Eliza. I want to see nothing but W's for Christia and Eliza in that chat.
Grandma!
Dan, are you sentient?
Grandma! I love you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma.
What is that statement in reference to? Or is it not in reference to anything and like you're just not sentient?
Don't you live with your grandma now?
I do, and I do love her a lot.
All right, Grandma. She did a great job. But why are you disrespecting your grandma and all the stuff that she's done and she's been through? I don't understand you, bro.
I'm disrespecting my grandma by asking you why you follow children, which, by the way, you're either going to answer the question or get kicked.
Oh, yeah, I follow children because I love children, and I'm a pedophile. Are you done?
Fucking weird. Jesus Christ. Sick.
Why do you like Donald Trump?
Sick. Moving on. Everybody just give us a minute to get our next guest up in the live. I need to calm down a little bit after that one. If you are watching the stream, guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen. All right, we have 7.6 thousand people in here. No reason why we can't get up to about 2 million likes in the next 5 minutes. Easy. If we all hyperfixate on that, we'll be there in no time. As well as Christine. Thank you for the $20 on PayPal saying love the lives. Thank you for the love, Christine. I want to see at least 200 W's in the chat for Christine. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world. Hello. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
28.
28. All right, awesome, man. So why did you decide to vote for the Orange Menace?
Just before I continue, I think I want to clarify something that just happened with the last guest. And he said that you said 2021. You thought you said 2024, but you really said 2021. I heard it.
I don't care. Why did you vote for Trump?
Well, the reason I'm saying this and the reason I care is because you already got schooled on this by Andrew, who made you aware that if you're going to be a good debater, you need to be very clear with your terms. And I know you had to run away because you weren't in your.
I schooled Andrew.
Why'd you rage quit and leave?
Yeah, because I asked him to give me one.
Because you were